got dropped upon us all, and the list of all unknowns is tall. But if there's anything we know, our stubbornness has shown, we'll climb up after any fall. We know who we are, but we still don't know who named us. Yeah, we know where we are, but we don't know where we came from. With leftover ashes in the sky, and the nations, all they do is fight. Yeah, the crown broke all our trust, so I guess it's up to us to save whatever's left of life. We know who we are, but we still don't know who named us. Yeah, we know where we are, but we don't know where we came from. But we still don't know who named us. Yeah, we know where we are, but we don't know where we came from. Oh, we know who we are, but we still don't know who named us. Yeah, we know where we are, but we don't know where we came from.
Hello everyone, this is the Nameless one, and I am here tonight with Cameo, Ellis, Paige, Moon, Hax, and Petrol. Sadly, tonight, Nassa was unable to join us due to illness, so everybody wish her well in the chat there. And we're going to go ahead and continue on where we left off with the Lost Memories campaign. I think today I want Moon to do the recap.
We traveled through a swamp. We found another invisible building, of which no one got a concussion on. And then I forgot what happened after that, because I drank a little bit too much. But anyways.
Sim's here now.
Welcome, Sim.
Oh yeah, we also lost the bus.
Yeah, Gravity was like, you going to Swamplands? Nope, that thing is gone now.
Still a little salty about the physics of that situation, but that's besides the point.
Yeah, well.
Yeah, well, I rolled the 1DM, and the 1DM said no.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Physics of ground pressure.
1DM said no. So, for you guys, let's see. Doc, do you have a survival?
Do you mean that by do I have the skill or am I good at the skill? Because those are two completely different questions.
Do you have a survival skill?
Yes. I have survival planes.
Can you roll area knowledge and a survival at a -3?
I will just mention that I also have survival, but it is for mountains.
Yeah, so Shadowfax.
The answer is no.
Okay.
Ouch.
Area knowledge was not at a -3, by the way.
Oh. So then area knowledge succeeded by 1.
Okay. So you think you might be getting close to getting out of the jungle/swampy area, which I'm going to do this. That is daytime, by the way, if you guys didn't already know. You think you're getting close to getting out of here, but you're not entirely certain. You know, you're not. You're the directionally challenged one.
Oh,
The understanding what terrain we're about to walk into, the challenged one, apparently.
What is a swamp?
I want to point
Yes.
out, Hacks, that your solution was to walk in prepared rather than try and go around.
Would
So,
have been better than what we did.
by how much?
Marginal, but still an improvement.
Moving on. Who would like to lead the party this time? Because, you know, your swamp navigator is currently poo-brained.
I will lead.
Okay, roll survival.
Do you have a survival skill to roll?
Nope. That's what makes things even better.
Intelligence -3.
No! God, no!
I see nothing wrong with
That.
Okay, yep, okay then.
We are totally
We are not. That's not working.
We are
Roll
so
a D100.
fucked. We are so fucked.
Roll a D100.
Don't
And
worry,
then-
Doc gives you his full support.
And then flip a coin.
Oh my god.
Oh, jeez, I am a sleep-deprived baby, and I don't. This is just, even I know that's not a good idea.
That could not have gone any worse, and that's exactly why I did it.
Oh my god.
Bro,
So-
you are.
Okay, so I take it we're all gonna be slapping petrol tonight?
So, Petrol.
Oh,
Petrol
please,
is
do so.
absolutely convinced that he is going the right direction. And
we're on this issue.
everybody needs to roll a health check.
Okay, that's a pass.
Wait, my minuses. Does the minus still apply here?
Yes, you haven't gotten enough sleep.
We failed.
Ah!
I
You-
succeeded.
You kind of don't, like, just reset off of a drug-induced sleep.
I forgot it applies.
Induced by ketamine, no less.
No, I just died.
So, Ellis and Moop, you are now down to about half of your regular fatigue points because they were running through swamps and whatnot that you guys would have avoided otherwise, but you don't know this.
No.
But
So round up or down?
round down.
I was already at 3 points.
Well, now you're down to 1. Actually, you should have reset your fatigue points will still reset when you actually rest. But if you go without resting and are losing fatigue points due to that, then that's when they won't reset. But yeah, so you guys come out of the jungle straight onto a beach.
More water!
Is this where we were supposed to be going?
Yes.
And more?
So, who has survival skills?
I do.
No.
I have survival. But for now.
Does anybody have survival for jungles, forests,
Nope.
Nope, mountains.
swamps?
No, though.
So my mountain survival folks can roll at a -4, and anybody that doesn't have one can roll at a -5 for intelligence. Good job, hacks.
Hacks. Repeating me.
Nope.
Moon, you only have to do it at a -3.
Well, I still fail.
Mine fails, despite having a number of 7.
I fail too, because, yeah.
We're all idiots.
So
Wow, we really are all professionally stupid.
you
At least
guys are
y'all.
you guys are now convinced that this is where you were headed, and there should be a boat around here somewhere.
Boat! Where are you? Come out, boat!
That is not how you
Fight.
find a boat.
Because I know you don't call out for boats like that.
Don't we need to get to a dock?
Hacks, I am going to say that you are convinced that you can now swim across to the zebra land, though.
Oh, we need to get to a dock. I am dock.
Yeah, dock right here. We don't need to get to a dock. Also, can't we just swim?
Woo, looks like I get to win.
You know how far away that is?
No clue!
I'm going to fly up to see if I can find a boat or dock or anything remotely useful for us right now.
Why don't we just follow the coastline until we find a ship?
So roll
Or at
perception.
least a coastal city.
Petrol.
I'm down for that.
That's a pass.
Yes, in both directions you see lots and lots of water going parallel with the land, but nothing of use.
Hey, well, if no one has a better idea, I'm just gonna start swimming.
Wait,
Alright.
don't start swimming. Well, something
that
eats
is-
you.
I grabbed.
That's literally the worst idea we could do.
I
find
grabbed
it
him
even
with my
funnier.
magic.
I find it even funnier because he's a Pegasus.
I grab you with my
What are those?
telekinesis.
Why do I get the feeling that I'm gonna be carried by telekinesis upside down again?
So, but by the sound of things, one Pegasus forgot to drink their Red Bull.
Roll your intelligence page, because you know you're trying to pick up something about the same size as you.
I succeeded by 5.
I think he's actually slightly smaller, but not by much. But you pick him.
That's all.
Are you going
No, I'm
to
just
carry
gonna-
him upside down again?
I'm just gonna coin flip to see if he is. He's upside down.
We really need to start declaring like what number is what for coin flips.
Fair.
Fair's not going to
Ferris
be.
is here.
I was assuming at least
For
one
me,
is heads,
oh.
two is tails, because I never
Yeah.
heard someone goes tails and heads.
Well, yeah, that's the assumption. But if you flip a coin and then say which was represented, like which represented which thing. So, like, if I flip a coin and 1 is you get hit, 2 is you don't, but I don't say that. How you gonna know one is gonna you get
Well-
hit and two is you don't?
In all fairness, heads seems like it'd be the one that would be right side up, and tails seems like it'd be the one that'd be, upside down.
Tail side up. It
Yes,
will literally-
that is what Paige went with, but I am specifying that not just for Paige.
Yeah, fair enough.
Fair.
Actually, no, Hacks and Page.
Yeah, because when I had Petrol flip a coin, it was when I had Petrol flip a coin, it was the first one was you guys run around in circles around the temple for the entirety of a day, or two, you head straight in the wrong direction. So, you guys are now on the shore.
Okay. And you realize the Zebra Lands is really fucking far from here.
Like,
This,
like a
this
day
is,
swim away?
oh wow.
I would assume it's like 4 days of modern ship travel.
Hold on. I have a thing.
My character has looked into this in the past, just never went through with it because
I mean, to
Why
be
would
fair,
I?
if it is basically the Atlantic, then for a modern ship, yeah, it would be pretty much just like 3 to 4 days. Actually, I'm trying to remember
So-
which ship would currently have the blue ribbon.
So what you're saying is Paige would think it's only 3 days travel. Where is the...
I would say it's like about 3 days travel using a ship that I'm used to.
But yeah, the moment's passed. It took me too long to find the thing. Go back to beach sounds.
But
So-
then again, a ship that I'm used to has a combination of magic users and technology.
I would say 3 days to travel to the Zebra Lands by magically powered boat is reasonable.
Yeah.
So
Hang on, wait.
Wow,
I'm
but
trying to
that's-
find what the last holder of the blue ribbon was. 3 days, 12 hours, 12 minutes was the final record time for a transatlantic crossing by passenger liner.
So 3.5 days.
Yep.
So basically what we were saying.
Mm-hmm.
But you guys are also, it is nighttime. So basically what we were saying. But so you guys are also, it is.
Hmm.
Somebody is watching
Yeah.
the stream and is not muted.
If I could get somebody needs to do a roll of some sort to try and set up camp, unless you were doing comfortable.
Didn't
How is that gonna roll?
Petrol? Didn't you used to do rolls for defensible
Yes, I did.
like
I
a
think-
million years ago?
I think.
It was the soldiering skill.
Yes.
So do you want me to roll that then?
No, we're just talking about it so that you can think about it.
Shut up.
It is possible to dig.
Good job, Petrol.
You
Wait,
guys
how?
are not going to believe this.
Drowning,
It's
right?
it's one above my number.
Aw.
So I failed by one.
Okay.
So, his defensible fort was a ring of sticks stuck in the ground around your camp.
Petrol, I'm not entirely sure that this is what you were going for.
Roll
No,
intelligence
but-
Sharp
minus
sticks? Are they even sharp
Hacks.
sticks?
hacks. Roll intelligence minus 2.
God damn it, that's a fail by one!
Yes, so hacks, not knowing much about defensible camping, Ellis, it would be a -4 for you because you're from an era that you didn't have to do camping like that, and you're non-military, so...
Everyone, I'm curious to see if I see this. Nope, I don't.
Everyone is throwing their hat. Wow,
Everyone is
I don't
convinced what
care.
I did was
I just
correct.
want to know if I can dig and not drown.
none of us
It is,
are rolling well today to save our lives.
Have you ever seen the snakes that bury themselves? They just kind of wiggle around and disappear in the dirt. You can
Yeah.
do the equivalent of that. Everything is too loose. It is still a bit wet, but it's not a water table that's high enough that you dig and it fills in within 15 minutes.
Okay, good, because I don't care about the defensible thing. I'm just digging asleep. Hopefully I could... Actually, hold on. Let me roll for that. Let me see if I could sleep.
I mean, could Moop just make a hole and then cover the edges of it with glass by burning it all? Therefore makes a solid barrier.
If her fire can go up to, what is it, like 2,000 or 3,000 degrees, sure.
Yeah,
Given
and
the
you would
fact
have-
that I was grounding before,
I would also have to point out you would have to sustain that for an extended period of time. And then there's
Yeah.
the potential that it just falls in on top of you.
I mean, also, when you're just dealing with, like, beach sand, the glass it's gonna make is shit and will probably shatter while it's cooling anyways, so.
yeah.
So it's not worth trying to make a glass hovel.
I'm not... I'm just gonna take a decent amount and just spin me inside. Let's see if I frickin' fail this or not. So I gotta sleep. I actually passed that. I sleep tonight. Oh. I'm too exhausted for this shit.
The temperature it has to reach is 3,100 degrees.
Yeah, I don't think Moop can sustain that long enough to create glass.
I don't think so.
I know
Yeah.
Cyanax definitely can't.
Even though they want to do.
I mean, he's saying that Cynax can probably reach that temperature for a few seconds, thanks to a self-destruction that was not intended.
Oh, shush.
I think Cynax has done that. Multiple times, in fact.
I will remind you that Nebula is traveling with you, so if you need extra guards, you can ask for help. On top of that, you do not have to wake 2 people up or have 2 guards. You can do single guards. As I have pointed out on multiple occasions, and you guys still, for some reason, insist that you must have 4 guards.
I think that we've noted enough times of single guards fucking up their job that we've decided it's a bad idea.
Yeah.
We need a redundancy.
I do want to point out, though,
Remember
that
how many times with double guards there was major fuck-ups?
Yes,
With
that
double
is
guards.
true.
Like,
I do want to point
But-
out, though, that you have one poo-brained and one that is that needs the sleep more than you need a guard.
Yeah. So I'll do first watch.
And then, as we decided last session, guards will wake up their replacements. Does that pass?
That is pass on nose.
Okay. So, for the most part, it's quiet. The ocean seems pretty calm. For the most part. Other than that, like, Tantpus is in the usual spot, and everybody is sleeping.
Okay. I'll wake up Vigil for the second watch.
Okay.
Make your,
Well, I passed quite well.
okay. So, mostly the same. You do occasionally see something out on the ocean, like in the distance, that crests the water. You don't know if it's, say, a whale or some sort of monster. I will note that whatever it is big.
Right.
We are
I
gonna-
feel like I should spell this out. Too big for bullet big.
Yes, I figured.
Just wait. We will have a purple mustache-bearing gay sea monster showing up on the shore in the morning.
There's a difference between serpent
No,
and
we
straight up
shouldn't
monster.
anger Leviathan.
Oh, God.
I've already experienced this.
Peacemaker's made the mistake once.
He
I have
tried to
one.
drown you, too.
Yes.
But is it like a Reaper Leviathan, or is it like a sea dragon?
No,
Much closer
it's
to
a
Leviathan.
water elemental. A primordial water elemental.
Oh, that can be significantly worse.
It can be.
Yes, much more along the lines of Reaper.
Well, sea dragon's bigger than Reaper.
Yes, but sea dragons aren't like murderous destruction things with
Yes, they
4
are.
claws for a face.
You
you
do
remember the
realize
sea
that
dragon?
leviathans are made of water, right, Petrol?
Petrol, you remember that the sea dragon literally shot lava balls, right?
That's not something a leviathan would do. It can sit in the same space that you're occupying, though.
I think my memory is shitting itself this early in the morning.
So-
Let me pull up a picture of a sea dragon Leviathan.
We can
Anyway,
we can
I'm going
continue
to
moving.
wake up Synax.
Okay. Sai, you know what to do.
That thing.
The thing and stuff.
That would be closer to a tiny kraken.
Oh yeah, that's that thing.
That's it eating a Reaper.
I forgot that thing existed.
Nice job.
Yeah.
I
I
forgot
passed
that the
by
glitch at the end of the
3
game
in my
existed.
perception.
Okay. And for the most part, everything's nice and quiet through the rest of the night.
Yeah, Petrol, you forgot that sea dragons eat Reapers.
Okay, it's
Alright.
enough Subnautica talk.
Yes.
You gonna wake up the rest of the party now?
Yeah.
For those that need it, make your health checks.
Yay, I actually succeed.
Is Moon is still muted, so I'm
No.
going to assume Moon is still gone.
Probably.
+1 for everybody, because I just barely passed. You good, dude. Barely got that.
We're just going to pretend that Doc is still asleep at the moment while everybody's doing their rolls. So, for those of you with a survival skill, you just have to roll a regular survival skill to figure out which way is north, which way is south, and decide where to go from there. Welcome back, Moon.
Okay, so I passed.
Not with my -4, that is still good.
Wait, is the minus... Wait, even with a -3, I still pass, yeah.
Oh, okay. So,
Of course, he's balancing a work call and the game at the same time. Because of
Did you
poverty.
expect anything less?
it's the military. They don't know what privacy is. So, for all of you that passed, because I'm pretty sure that's all of you, except maybe Moon.
I don't think Moon did.
Well, it was just a regular roll, so he might have.
Survival.
Just roll for your regular survival.
Yeah, so
Okay.
Moon failed.
So, for all of you that passed, you know which way is north and which way is south. Moon is apparently staring out to sea.
Oh, I would have thought that he would have gotten the backwards. We'd have to argue with him again.
It wasn't that bad of a fail.
Yeah, fair enough. It's so wavy.
we're going to assume Doc now has an obsession with the ocean.
Oh,
And can't
no.
swim. Nice. Good to know.
You know, that's odd, given horses normally have an innate ability to swim.
I mean, it's technically a skill, so I would
I mean,
require you to take it as a skill.
they can only really swim simply because their torso is so buoyant and they have like no weight to their legs.
Exactly.
They are a cylinder with a few prongs.
They just kind of float. They don't really need to swim per se.
No.
They can just kind of float.
They are a buoyant cylinder with a few prongs. Of course they can swim.
That would pretty accurately sum up what Moon just commented. Can probably
Yeah.
do the don't drown swim.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So, float.
Dogs have to try more.
but I do want to ask the question: does anyone have swimming as a skill?
No.
No.
I think the one that would is currently poo-brained.
Yeah,
We know she can climb trees.
I'm straight.
Yep.
Why not the water?
It's like
Climb the
climbing,
water?
but
How does that
forward.
Climbing it forward is called swimming.
Isn't that also called walking?
On water.
I mean, Pax, have you seen a horse swim? It's essentially walking anyway.
Yes,
So-
exactly.
For, you guys now know which direction that you probably want to hide. Not hide. Head. God damn it. Cameo sends a picture of a hiding spider, and I say hide instead of head.
For context, that was basically move with reference.
Oh my god.
We gathered what you meant, and it was glorious.
In the same way that spider is gathering sand.
So, you guys can, you figured out where to head. You still need to roll a survival roll, but since you are basically following the coastline at the moment, it will be a regular one. And then everybody needs to roll their regular perceptions.
Alright, I will do the survival this time. And that's a pass.
I would that.
What's the
Ooh,
margin
Hey.
by?
Perception.
The margin should be 5.
So we're also going to start doing a thing where if you guys expend half your fatigue points in the day for travel, you can increase the amount that you travel.
I also pass the perception.
Because I think we're just going to go with the idea of because for GURPS you can do 12 hours. It's assumed that you do 12 hours of travel, and then you can expend fatigue points to add however many hours.
I feel like that's going to be very risky for our unicorn, but sure.
I feel like it's just risky in general. But
I mean, how
Why
often do you
cut
actually use
into
fatigue
our-
points?
no, I just mean how much
more
does that
often
cut
than
into
not.
our sleep time?
It wouldn't cut into our sleep time at all.
No, it's
So, okay, so
speeding
we're just
up your
traveling.
travel.
Okay.
But you also have to
And-
remember you have 2 spellcasters who use fatigue points regularly, and Moop is already. Actually, you have it at -4, so Moop has replenished hers. But if she goes another night without sleep, then she will end up having a issue where she cannot replenish, and
Yeah.
you have to travel to the lowest number. Otherwise, you're leaving people behind.
So for now, we're not going to do it.
Yeah, that's not.
Too risky.
So,
Realistically, I could ride on somebody's back, though.
Yeah.
so who failed?
I
I
chose
failed.
I passed both.
Okay.
I pass.
So you guys travel along the beach, and you do see the occasional see thing out in the distance. Most of them seem very large and not close to the shore. But for the most part, it's actually easier traveling than it was in the swamp.
I don't know why we've walked through the swamp.
For the scenery, of course.
Of course.
I want to
all
point
fairness-
before Hax says anything. I want to point out Hax was planning to go through it as
Yes.
well.
This is the point where I'm just gonna point out that, in all fairness, none of us thought of going around, so we can't really point the finger at any pony.
No, point that finger at me. I'm taking all the credit. It was a nice scenic walk.
Speaking
It was
of
one heck-
yourself,
wasted sleep.
speak for yourself, Doc. I don't think the rest of us enjoyed it, except maybe Nassa.
Nassa definitely enjoyed it.
Let's see. And with that travel roll, you are still next to the jungle. So, it would be a good idea to decide on whether or not you're going to stick to the area that you're headed, like stick to the beach and try and make it around, or head further inland, because that will make a difference eventually.
I say beach.
Sticking to the beach is safer.
I say sticking to the beach.
You're more likely to come across a coastal city if you stay along the coast.
Can't argue with that logic.
No, though.
Doc, do me a favor. Roll an area knowledge.
How well traveled is Doc?
A lot more well traveled than you are.
Doc has literally just spent his entire life traveling around with random tribes and psycho groups
Looking
to just
people
practice
stab.
medicine.
Looking for people to stab medically.
Also, I passed by 2.
Sometimes medically.
So, as far as you are aware, there isn't a single even attempt at a city south of the, start of the forest. Like, the most civilization in your travels you have seen was that temple that they stumbled on. There are nomadic groups, but they are nomadic to the point where they only stay long enough to spend the night. Where, say, the clockworkers or some of the other, more nomadic tribes will stay several weeks to a month, sometimes even half the year in a certain spot, depending on how safe it is. The tribes that live in this area are a lot more nomadic, to the point, they never put down roots at all. So, there are reasons for it too, by the way.
If we want to find a city or some kind of settlement along the coast, we're going to have to head north. There's nothing to the south.
Oh. No, you know this.
Huh?
You know this place better than we do.
I will just inquire as to why we've been traveling south this whole time then.
Because
Just
it's
'cause-
easier to use a boat.
Just because I know where to go doesn't mean I know where I'm heading.
So, if you guys remember, Sargus said that the boat that will take you to Nassa's homeland is at the tip of the continent, where the hippogriffs used to live. In that, stony area.
Then does this mean we've gone too far, or we haven't gone far enough?
Haven't gone far enough.
Yeah. You guys are technically level with about where the Dragonlands are on the map. You haven't even gotten to the... I actually don't know what city that is there. if that even is a city.
What? The little temple thing that you see?
No, on the island thing on the far right.
Okay. You mean Black Skull Island?
No, farther right. There's a lake and mountains and what looks like some sort of temple or building, or it might just be trees, just really blurry.
It's probably just trees.
Do you mean the Forbidden Jungle?
You guys are in the Forbidden Jungle. Well, on the beach of.
Right. So I see an area that has what looks to be some kind of pyramid.
If you go farther right across the ocean,
There's the dragon's lair, and there's a lake of some kind there.
now go farther down.
Okay, do you mean...
pyramid.
Oh, okay, so the mountain with the lake in the middle that has an island, which just appears to have some bamboo trees on
Is
it.
that what that is? It's
Yeah.
really
I don't know.
blurry on mine.
I don't know what we're looking at.
That's closer to the Kieran's homeland.
Yeah. That
Lost
is.
Lagoon, Kieran's
It may
Grove.
even be part of the Kirin's.
Sorry, that.
Petrol, check the
Not
pin
the whole thing.
messages, yeah, the map.
Yeah, that map. Yeah.
Yeah, you guys haven't even gotten past the temple that's on there. On the like side that you're on.
Yeah, so we're still traveling down the beach along the Forbidden Jungle before we even get to the Badlands.
They've been renamed, by the way.
Oh yeah, one would figure.
What, are they the worst lands now?
No, they're the absolutely terrible lands.
The baddest lands.
The worst lands?
They're the okay lands.
The meh lands.
Dragons have bred there.
No, we're
Wait.
not talking about the dragon lands, we're talking about the Badlands, the desert.
No, because originally, before they really expanded on the dragon shit, which, by the way, they're super inconsistent on, and I would not go on that rant right about now, the Badlands was originally where the dragons were.
Yeah, didn't they originally just say they're in the Badlands?
Yeah, but then they changed it.
Because fuck consistency.
Moon is actually correct. The Badlands is in the middle of the Forbidden Jungle.
Yeah.
And
Oh wait, then...
There
Okay,
is an
well-
island that is supposed to be near the dragon lair.
Okay, so the bone-dry desert. But that's what they called the Badlands during in the movie, when they went across the impassable Badlands to Clutchtown. But on this
Clutchtown
map-
is in what you're calling the Bone Dry Desert.
Yeah.
Naming consistency doesn't exist with this world. Let's just move on from this.
Also, I like the map that you found, Moon.
Can we see the dragon lands from here? Probably not at all.
No, because it's across an ocean.
Yeah. That's why I said probably not at all.
Yeah, definitely not.
I also like that an area connected to mainland Equestria is called the Undiscovered West.
They probably did it.
Well, they
Other than
they
that.
haven't manifested their destiny yet.
Apparently not. Also,
But
why do I
also-
get the feeling that the Undiscovered West actually just loops around the other side of the planet and
It
shows up on the...
probably does.
Because also,
I'm just
look
saying.
at how close there is to a railway line that runs like right next to the Undiscovered West.
I am
Like,
just
come
going to
on,
say
you-
now that you guys, like, once you leave on the boat, none of this map applies.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So,
I love how they have a railroad line that just crosses the ocean. Because why not?
And that tiny little land, the tiny little bridge, yeah.
Yeah.
so
The time of the bridge, right next to Bugbear territory.
I swear they're-
Okay, we are going to continue on now. You guys need to decide on whether you need to try and head further inland, though, because you're not going to be able to drink seawater. And none of you have the expertise needed to drink seawater.
No, but I can generate rain cloud. Well, find some rain clouds which we can use to get water from.
You
Not a
think?
bad
Pure, pure water isn't great for you, but it's enough to survive for a little bit.
Can't you just, like... I'm sorry, my head had a really stupid thought. I was just like, we could make teas. It wouldn't be good teas, but we can mix that with the water. If we get pure water. It would be a really shitty tea then.
Wow, this is a very different map.
But you guys do need to, because I'm gonna tell you now, Doc. Roll another area knowledge at a -2.
Yes, by 3.
There are oases in the desert area. However, they are generally they're generally a hotly contested area, because every tribe that goes there wants the water, but every other tribe also wants the water. So there's possibility you can find oases. I don't even care. There's a possibility you can find oases on your travels if you travel farther inland with guaranteed drinkable water. So, food for thought. Convey to party how you believe.
I convey this to the party, and the plural for oasis is oasis.
That is nice. Good to know. I really don't care.
So we should move inland to find water as we move north.
That sounds like what we have to do.
So, what do you guys? What is the general group consensus?
Well, if we head inland for the oasis, we are going to encounter people in likely combat because it's water. So if we're all good with running straight into combat, then we can go for it.
There is a possibility of combat, yes.
I feel like, given that it's water, a strong possibility.
I wouldn't exactly call it possibility, I would call it more inevitability.
Well, with petrol around, yes.
You'd be surprised. Some people may be willing to share. Petrol's an ass.
I just kind of look at Moop, dumbfounded like, who?
Okay.
Well, we got shit to trade. We need to provide services. I mean, like, shit, there are 2 medics here. Well, 3 if your training counts in. Like, if we could be traders or some shit. You know what I mean?
Trading goods for services.
I believe by how Moot put it would be the other way around. We'd be offering the service for goods.
True.
But if people already know about us, they might actually come to us with the proposition. I don't know. I'm so tired.
So,
Cat slavery.
I need a group consensus. What are you guys going to do?
I say we continue along the beach because I can try and get rain clouds.
I don't mind.
Comment. If we move slightly inland, we're more likely to come across a city, or at least a small town, if I'm not mistaken.
But
If we're talking about inland towards the south, there's nothing there but nomads.
why are we focusing on trying to find a town?
Because we need to find people who know how to sail ships.
Probably.
Do
Right.
we, though?
Do you know how to sail a ship? Do you
I-
know how to build a ship even? Because if we could build one, we could make it. And we
It
could
can't be much.
build it.
It can't be much harder than reconstructing an arm.
I would say that clockworking to build something that's designed for terrestrial use and hydrodynamics and, making something watertight are very different disciplines.
Yes.
I will say,
Exact-
Hax, you have no idea how to actually build a boat. You just know
Yeah,
boat float.
Yeah, I don't know why boat float. I just know boat float. I don't know what buoyancy is.
Exactly. So we need
Also,
someone who does.
we should probably make sure we have enough food to take
You're,
on a voyage.
you're assuming that there's a boat sitting there that, for some reason, doesn't have anyone that knows how to use said boat with it.
I like to point out all the oddities we've come across, and then rethink that statement.
We've come across facilities with machines that no one knows how to use. We managed to wake up the Bastion. Actually, you managed to wake up the Bastion.
Walking cities, beings of worship. And an uncrewed boat to you is a surprising aspect.
Huh. You make a good point.
So let's move north and try to find a seafaring civilization.
It's something. Sticking to the beach isn't that bad of an option either.
The only real concern is food.
Yes.
Yes.
Because while some of us don't mind eating fish, I'm pretty sure others would.
I don't remember if I ever had fish before.
Again, I don't understand why people want to eat meat.
When there's not
Looks at
when there's
me.
not much else,
Okay,
you eat what you can.
okay, the dragon makes sense.
What was that
This-
roll for, Moon? Wait, I told you to do that roll.
Yes.
I looked away and then forgot that I said that.
No. My suggestion is we follow the coast until we have 2 days left of food, and then start looking for an oasis. From there, we can follow Moop's idea of trading services for goods. Use that to restock on water, restock on food, and then continue our journey.
And how many days of food do you have left right now?
In our defense, our main tracker is currently Poop Rat.
In our defense, the one who kept track of the food and prepared the food is currently poo-brained.
Yep.
He literally just said
Whoa.
that. almost word for word.
I swear you're always a mess.
I'm pretty sure we did have like a week and a half left.
I mean, we had just killed the centipede thing.
And we got 2 weeks worth out of it.
That was only like 3 days ago, though.
That's why I said only about a week and a half left. Can you do math? 7 take 3 is what?
4,
Now, approximately what's half of 7?
3.5.
Right. So 4
Shut
is
up,
more than
Petrol.
close enough.
Shut up, Petro!
I gotta be honest, I have not eaten all my stuff, but I'm glad I did not.
So then we'll call it 8 days at most of coastal travel before we start turning inland.
So we're going south?
So I need Doc to roll a survival -2.
Is that where your mystical boat is located?
Our mystical boat that everyone else seems to think will not have a crew?
I'm not saying it won't. I'm saying don't be surprised if it doesn't.
I will note that on the map, your knowledge of the area ends at the cloud shit at the bottom of the map. Doc?
And we need to go all the way down to the basalt beach.
That's a pass, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Sea of clouds.
So,
That is-
looking at the rations and knowing what you know of the area, it's probably about 3 days before you can, following the border of the, what are they called? The jungle, before you can get to the actual start of the desert.
You said it's going to be 3 days?
Yes.
Or did you say 4 days?
It's 3 days travel to get to the start of the desert. And assuming that you don't run into any problems, it'll probably be about a week and a half going at a steady pace without detours to get all the way through the desert.
That
Because
seems safe.
travel is a bit different for the you don't travel quite the same or quite as fast in a desert as you do in, say, a jungle.
Yeah.
You also got to flip-flop when you travel.
Yep.
So, once we hit the desert, that's when we're going to want to look for some kind of tribe to resupply on food.
I mean, we will also have to look around for food at dawn and dusk, because that's when things appear.
I will mention that most of the things that live in deserts are small.
Hmm.
Like
Most.
insects and stuff.
Not everything.
Well, yes. The
Oh,
other things are
Fucking
highly
giant worm
venomous
rats from the
snakes and
ground.
lizards.
I mean,
Let's
in
not
these
forget
deserts,
that
they're
snowfalls can be a
too
thing.
small to live off of or too big to hunt.
Yeah,
Ha-
most things
Ha-
that live in a desert are highly venomous. I will just mention.
I mean, yes. Looks at Australia as an example, but
Yeah, you
just,
can also
just-
look at like the Sonoran Desert here in America.
I like
There's
how
still
they talk
plenty
so
of-
much they don't even
venomous
notice what was said.
hacks inland Taipan, but fucking imagine like a death worm appearing. There we go, food.
Oh.
Yes, let's just keep going south.
Or like a western diamondback shows up. It's like, there's our next meal.
Hacks. It's funny that you think they're bad. That's funny.
I know that they're not nearly as bad as, you know.
I have worse, like just less than a mile from me. That's worse.
So
Death Adder shows
walk
up.
away
There,
from
food.
we're going, since you guys are on the beach, there's not going to be much to see. So we're going to do the rolls for that in quick succession.
I'll argue
Not
that
the
there's
sea.
a lot of sea.
There's water.
So
There's
a lot of
water
sea
and
to
then
see.
there's tree.
if I can get the perception rolls, we'll use Moon's last survival roll for directions.
Okay.
I do the sea.
So are we just doing the
I do
3
not
days
see.
right now to the desert? How many days are we doing right now?
I very much like
Wow!
to see.
Day
So-
1 and Petra already crit fails.
Petrol is currently flying with his face in the dirt.
Okay! I'm joining him apparently.
Yes, they are doing shovel impression.
Apparently,
Oh
I'm
my
doing
gosh.
great.
How many of you are going to do shovel impressions?
I have no idea.
All the same
Oh my god. Oh my god.
This is that. Cynex also has the same exact. Literally, 6'5".
Oh my god!
All of you just like
crying.
face first in the dirt, dragging your way along.
I can't.
You only because of how many of those happened in quick succession, you only make it about half a day's travel because apparently 3 of you decided they were going to bring the beach with you.
What is this?
Yes.
What's that? All the burbs? All the burbs and the bug?
I can't
Yes,
stop laughing.
it was.
Oh my god. Dice Mate clearly has a sense of irony.
Yes.
Yeah, the gift I sent is a good representation of what our is currently doing.
Oh my god.
Yep.
So
Oh, that's funny.
when you guys stop for the night, there is a sizable mountain of dirt with you.
A lot of sand on me.
Maybe you can dig inside and take a nap.
Also,
The pile of dirt wasn't caused by me.
the 3 of you lose 4 fatigue points for that. Because, yes. Shovel faces. Who is doing first watch?
I'll take first watch. I can also do second because I don't need sleep as much.
Okay. Well, then go ahead and do both rolls.
It's all 665, 665, 665.
Well, it orders them from greatest to least.
Yeah.
Okay. And I'm assuming both of those pass.
Yep. And then I'll wake up the clockworker for the next watch.
Alright. Come on, dice. Okay, that's a pass on nose.
Okay. And
I'm also
nothing
gonna
of
spend
interest
another
happens on
day
watch.
Clearing sand out of my mane. Oh, wow. That's not very common.
That is how many.
Literally 1% chance.
So, it is now the time of the day.
I'll make a comment. A number on a D100 is a 1% chance.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Moon, for if you are doing travel, you only have to do a -2, and when you hit the desert, it'll only be a -1. If you have mountain, then you are doing a -4. If you have jungle, swamp, or beach-related stuff, then it's only a -1.
You are throwing way too many modifiers at me at one time for me to keep track of any of them.
You just have to worry, if you are doing the travel stuff for them, it's a -2.
Okay.
I am saying this for the others' benefit.
Yeah.
I've succeeded by 5.
Good job.
I know in the morning, you guys see me counting 100 freaking shells. Before they all disappeared.
All of which were extracted from the mountain of dirt made by, the 3 stooges.
Three Stooges. Three Stooges.
Yep.
I think that was more professionally stupid than even the Three Stooges, but...
So, don't forget to make your health checks. And then, after that's done,
Nope.
So should we have our fatigue points back by now, or are we still down 4?
You would have
Unless you
gained
were
it over
going
the
with-
night.
Unless you are going without sleep.
Nope. Well, I slept, so I'm.
That's a pretty large margin of success.
Yeah.
Yeet.
Nope. Still nothing for me.
Stop being hurt. Doc will aggressively heal you.
So, for everybody needs to do their perceptions now, and then we'll continue going.
And with
that's
that precision roll, am I getting +1 or
+2.
am I getting the full
Petrol!
I don't
difference?
think there's...
Petrol!
God damn it, Petrol.
Petrol! That's like the 3rd or 4th crit fail this session so
It's
far.
my fourth so far.
Petrol starts flying out to sea. Let's see who joins him.
I failed by
Paige?
1.
Okay.
It
That
is not
shouldn't-
crit fail.
If it was a crit fail, you would be swimming out to sea.
I have to go get him now, don't I?
That's if
But
you
you
pass
don't.
your perception.
We
I did already.
Okay, then you should probably go get...
The only people that can get me are 3 actually: Bug, Dragon, and you.
Well, I'm gonna fly after him,
I
but having
don't
learned my
think-
lesson from last time, I'm not gonna fly directly behind him, just in case he flies into a building that's in the middle of the ocean. Because at this point, I'll believe anything is possible.
That's the spirit.
But why not? I like it last time.
So, for
So I'm-
sake of time, we're not going to do the usual convincing shenanigans. But,
I'm just
Hey,
gonna fly
idiot,
up to
you're
him
flying at sea.
and in midair just hover above him and turn him around. And point and say, land!
Ah, yes, that way. That's exactly where I was going, wasn't it?
I phase 2. Dumbass.
God damn it, I am.
so, you guys managed to make it without losing any time. So, that would be... We said it was 3 days travel to get there. You lost half a day, so you need to make 3.5 days travel. So, that would be 1 day, I believe. No, a day and a half?
Yeah, we're at a day and a half now.
At a day and a half, I need to make another day and a half.
Okay, so if you can go ahead and do your camp rolls. Who's first watch?
I'll take first watch this time. Might as well.
Okay, go ahead and roll.
That's a pass.
Nothing of note. I need you to pick who's next.
I'll wake up Psy.
Okay,
Pass by 3.
and go ahead and pick who's next.
Eeny, meeny, I pick Paige.
I succeed by 7.
Okay, and nothing of note happens. Everybody make their health checks.
Laughs in full health. For once.
Hey, I finally gained my last
I
hit
feel like
point.
my health drops really fast, and then it goes back up really fast.
And
So I
then-
Really,
had
my
to go-
health only drops really fast and goes back up painfully slowly.
Mm-hmm.
Same.
Because mine's just, I've just taken like 40 hit points of damage.
Or 83.
Yes, well, that was set up for me to take that much.
Whenever you...
Out of curiosity, what's Doc's TL for the purpose of medical stuff?
For the purpose of medical stuff, hold on, let me open up. I need to see the TL thing again.
Maybe 4.
Let's see.
It can be higher than 4. I'm tech level 5.
5 is modern day, though, isn't it? 4 isn't 4 enough
No.
revolution?
Modern
Modern
day
day
is
is like
mechanized age.
7/8.
Yeah.
Because we're already
yeah.
in the nuclear age.
Yeah, 7 to 8 is modern day. He's 5, which is industrial revolution, which I'm going to say 5 for you as well, Moon, because you're, advanced doctor.
So that means
Reconstructive surgery and the like.
one physician role can handle up to 15 patients, with my physician role allowing them to regain 1 HP a day by raw.
Now I just want to see Doc as a steampunk doctor.
I mean, if you give him a mechanized bone saw, he'll definitely take it.
I will.
No, I mean like Doc Ock arms.
I will say that I will go with raw for this because it's simpler, and you know what you're doing.
So that means everyone gets plus 1 HP, and then if you succeed your health check, you get another HP.
Wait, Moon, if I made fucking Doc Ock arms for Doc, would he use them?
For
No, because that would probably require you cutting into Doc.
For cameo,
Well, I can have Moop do it.
yours is effectively a TL4.
It's funny because my thing literally says TLP on it.
Yours was never actually changed, if I remember correctly, which isn't too important. The dragons didn't seem terribly advanced compared to, like, the majority of the other races. Like, they didn't even have actual hard structures. They were just big, strong, angry.
Next time we make camp, Moop, if you want to take over, like, tending to everyone's injury so we can get more experience while I help you out, I think that would be better for your training.
Alright.
For that one, Moon, I'm going to say just do, like, the regular training rules for that. So that way, I'm not having to keep track of it.
I'll keep track of it.
Thank you. So, who's doing the travel roll for today? They're, like, leading the party places.
That will probably be Doc, again.
Yeah, I think Doc is the only one in the party right now who knows how to lead people in
Who's
a
still-
dangerous situation.
Who still knows where he's going.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And
Hey,
then...
What region is your survival skill for, Moon?
Plains.
Yeah, that's close to what we're in than mountain.
And will be more useful than swamp when you get to, desert.
Desert. Okay, so are we doing perceptions now?
Yes.
Hey, I didn't crit fail this
That is a
time.
pass on nose.
Nope.
Let's pass on
Oh,
those.
wait,
for me.
yes.
13s now. That's not bad at all. As opposed to 3 17s.
I barely. I'm right on nose.
I don't know what I'm looking at.
I succeeded by one.
So
Doc knows where he's going, but he can't see anything.
you guys make a full regular day's travel.
So we're half a day out from the desert now.
Yes. I will note that not only has the terrain started to change and now you have a cliff face to your left instead of just trees, you can also start heading in further compass. I think it's east.
It's the ocean.
Just say up, down,
Yeah.
left, right, and I'll tell you which way it is.
Well, for you guys, it would be to the.
No, I just
Actually,
mean
the
in
cliffs
terms
would be
of looking at the map. Which way is it?
the left.
Right,
So
so
that's-
it's west.
That's west.
That's west. Oh well. So yeah, you guys can start heading further in west towards the desert itself. More, because it starts to the beach widens in this area. But for now, I believe wasn't it 2.5 days?
Well, even the half day of travel was still a day.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Just because we traveled less doesn't mean we ate less.
If anything, the 3 shovel faces would have had to eat more.
So go ahead and roll whoever's going to do first watch.
I'll take first watch.
Okay. Are you going to do double watch again?
Yes.
And
And I have
okay.
fast both now.
So you do see, now that you've gotten close to the desert, you do see signs in the distance of some of the more nomadic tribes moving through the area. No guarantee on where they will be by the time you guys start moving again, because a lot of them primarily travel the most at night, you know, rather than traveling through the hottest part of the day.
But I can still see signs that they were here, right?
Well, from where you are, you see what could be described by some people as fireflies at this distance, but that you know that they are lanterns. I will note for Cameo's benefit that the desert area, it will be hotter and drier, and still have the same, like, you gotta bury yourself by wiggling rather than actually digging. But, like, you're not at any threat of ever drowning in this.
Yeah, that wasn't the reason for the owners.
I was just giving you the information, though. I will say, other than that moon, you don't see anything of note on your watch.
Image. Guessboom.net is image.
Well, no, it's definitely in a GIF format. It just doesn't appear to be an animated GIF.
No, it's a PNG. I just opened original. It was a PNG.
So,
I'm sorry, that was clearly at one point a GIF, but then it got sent to... That's a waste.
Because I'm looking at I opened it, and it has the link, and it says .png at the end, so, I mean...
So, who are you waking up, Moon, for final watch?
Cynex.
Okay. Ellis, make your roll.
Okay. I passed by 1.
Okay, and it is daytime. And I am going to go ahead and switch the sound. We are also going to turn this down because really loud wind noises are apparently what they decided were desert. Wait, what is
What
this?
is
I mean, it's not wrong.
do you make
Desert
the
being desert.
That sounds too lively, never mind. I was gonna go with Savannah, maybe, see if it had more like
No.
the... But no.
No, the difference is Savannah actually has life.
Why do you think I stopped? So, Paige, what'd you roll for? Is that your health check?
Yes.
Okay. So, everybody do their health checks that need them. And let me know when you're done. I don't need to know that you don't need it, Petrol.
I didn't say anything.
I heard the click.
I didn't think. What the fuck are you on about?
I heard the noise that always comes with you saying something.
That would be him pressing the button for push to talk.
The salt.
And
It is real.
I am finally in positive hit points again.
Congratulations.
Does it actually make a noise when I hit my push talk button?
So that was a crit roll.
In support of Moop.
Well, what would that do for Moop?
So my margin of success was 14, so she get a +7.
So you get a +7 to your roll for your physician.
Yeah,
So,
so that's one.
What?
It's definitely a pass.
Yeah.
It was a pass even with the minus. That was just extra.
So everybody gets a extra +1 if they need it. So I need Doc to do his. So now you're at a -1 because you are in desert.
Who, me?
I'm talking to Doc for his travel.
Ah,
Because plains are closer to desert than basically any of the other survivals available right now.
Hey, I still know where I'm going.
Okay. Are you guys going to start heading further west while you're traveling? Or are you
Yes,
going to
that's
try and
probably
hug the
possible.
beach?
Further
Wish-
west, so that way we can try to catch the tribes. Unless
I'd like to
anyone
actually
has
find
a
something.
objection.
Has no objection. Let the person guiding us where we're going decide what we do.
So,
Same.
Moon, go ahead and roll an area knowledge, you know, for exposition vehicle reasons.
Okay. Pass the perception.
I failed. Not a crit
I've
though, so
succeeded. By 5.
So, you know that in this area there are 3 unnamed tribes, not including the desert psychos. Desert psychos tend to be pretty hostile for the most part, like not any more than any other psycho, but if you can get them to recognize you specifically, you might be able to get them to not shoot first, ask questions later. If they even bother to do that.
Would that make them more or less hostile than the other tribes?
Pretty close to on par.
So what I'm hearing is the psychos are our best bet.
It depends on what area you're meeting them in. If you're in open desert with no oasis around, they are less likely to open fire. Where the psychos will open fire regardless. But with the oasis in question, they are more likely to shoot first. Because if you control an oasis at the time the sun rises, then you control the water in that area until you move again. There's a reason they keep moving, by the way, for those of you who are wondering that why they don't just stay around an oasis.
Yeah.
pretty sure we already know the reason.
So, I know you all might find this somewhat objectionable. However, I think our best bet is to find one of the psycho tribes.
Wait, what?
I give Doc a blank stare. You cannot be serious right now.
Okay.
Well, the southern nomadic tribes I have no tie with. However, the psycho tribes I can at least have a little bit of pull and influence on them, making it so that way there's at least a chance we won't get shot.
I don't like the sound of it when the psychos are more reasonable than the non-psychos. Are we sure that we're calling the right group psychos?
Oh, I'm sure.
You sure? Are you sure? Did you get enough sleep yesterday?
My visible concern gets greater.
Doc pops a piece of candy. I'm always fully rested.
So I need perception rolls for the travel. If you guys haven't already done that, because I don't think I see somebody rolled, but I'm not sure what Petrol rolled for.
I'm pretty sure that. I mean, I know that I rolled perception and passed.
I rolled perception and passed too.
I can see.
Okay. And give me a sec. Let me.
Same.
Where'd my... Sometimes I just have too many dice in the same spot. Here they are. Okay. So, as you guys are traveling, you do come up to what appears to just be a cluster of tents. At the moment, nobody seems to have noticed you. Yeah, nobody seems to have noticed you. What do? You do see the occasional sign of movement from the cluster of tents, but for the most part, they all seem to be strung together, making one large canopy with spaces in between.
What are the
Thanks.
chances of us being able to walk up?
Well, some move you or you cut out a little bit.
I asked, what are the chances of them not freaking out if we introduce ourselves?
1 and 3.
Okay.
1 in 3 isn't the worst, but it's still not the best.
Can't tell from a distance whether or not it looks like a nomadic tribe or a psycho tribe.
Roll perception and a -2.
Yeah, that's bust.
That's a pass?
No, I bust by 2.
Oh, okay. So, no, you can't quite tell. The canvas that they use seems to be the same color as the sand, and for the most part, they seem to be mostly staying inside tents. They don't even seem to really have a guard out right now. I will note that it is getting progressively hotter, which would, explain the lack of guard.
Who's the least threatening person in our party? Or
Probably
least
me.
threatening looking person? Well,
Well, I guess you can. Maybe me if I change into one of the others.
Yes, you can turn to a smaller me.
Yes. I'll totally go plug a feather off of
So,
Pax.
Doc, I want you to roll area knowledge.
Those are. I sound crazy saying this,
Bust
but I
by 2.
think Moon might be Doc might be the best one to interact with people.
So, you guys wanting to send Doc?
if they know Doc, so there's either a chance they have no idea who Doc is, or if they know Doc, well, that's still a split. That could either be they welcome us with open arms, or they start shooting at us with everything they have.
They either don't know Doc, they know Doc, or they know Doc.
Basically.
3 options. So either way, we still have that 1 in 3 chance. Or they're just gonna.
How do you think I got that number?
That makes sense now.
That doesn't sound good.
That seems to align with they know Doc.
How do you know that's
Oh.
the order I rolled it in?
Ooh.
Well, if I die, burn down the camp. And then I just walking towards the camp.
Alright, I'll be
So-
ready.
As you get closer, you do see that in the middle of the little clump of tents, there is the main supporting pole for the biggest section of like just open canvas that they use as a canopy. You recognize the you could call it a standard or symbol, or it's literally just a skull with a bunch of things stuck in it for one of the psycho tribes that you have been with in this area for a little while.
So it's the psycho camp.
This is a psycho camp, yes.
Well, I let my hair down. And I keep on walking.
So, the initial reaction of the psychos is you get a face full of gun before one of them screams at the others, "You have lost your meat think!" And the other kind of stares at him blankly before the first one points to you and screams, "This is the weaver of the meat!" And he then looks at you and asks, "Why come the meat weaver?"
I come to sculpt the flesh in exchange for sustenance.
He looks at you for a moment, and you go ahead and roll an intelligence.
Yes.
Yeah, you used too big of a word for the last bit. And you have now confused him.
I come to sculpt the flesh in exchange for roasted meat.
His face lights up, and he says, "Roasted meat, yes. We eat the good of the meat train." And he gestures you into the camp.
I bring with me 5 apostles.
He puzzles for a minute before questioningly asking, "They also weave of the meat eat?" Go ahead and roll an area knowledge. So
Yes.
for what you know of the area, there is only one tribe that is not cannibalistic in this area, to include the non-psycho tribes. So, based off of what he just asked you, he can either be asking whether or not they are part of your group or whether or not they are lunch.
They sculpt the flesh and carry my banner.
He nods sagely, like he understood everything you said, before walking into the camp.
I kind of look over to where the party was and, like, wave at them.
I decide to follow. Just confused.
Did we overhear any of that?
You only heard the psycho's side of the conversation.
So, alright, I'm just gonna follow towards where Doc is with a look of visible confusion, because psycho speak.
So for the most part, you're getting a lot of hungry looks, but for the most part they seem not as hostile as you would have expected. In fact, most of them seem enamored with Doc's existence.
Moop, you're gonna want to put your mask on.
Oh yeah. Sit on.
I make sure Nassa is sitting like directly next to me at all times.
When Moop puts her mask on, the psychos all have a collective moment where their jaws hit the floor, and you get bombarded with a lot of unintelligible questions. You can only tell they're questions because of how the tone is. Lots of things about meat, and that's really all you can gather.
I turn to the Psycho tribe and go, "This is my lead apostle, the sculptor of bones." And then, like, cough a little bit, like that hurt to say.
They all look at each other and start chanting Bone Sculptor.
Smiles, because I honestly feel kind of like a badass.
Who wouldn't feel like a badass being called the Bone Sculptor?
Do you see why I like to travel with these guys so much?
Yeah, I can see why.
Once you get past the brutality and cannibalism and possible diseases, they're kind of simple and easy to understand.
Meanwhile, Clinker is just shaking terrified.
I kind of like these guys.
I don't.
Clinker, high or low?
Hi.
I keep trying to roll the wrong thing. Aha! Clinker is being bullied now.
Oh no!
I also want to point out this is a society that is survival of the fittest. And Clinker's kind of a coward.
I'm gonna... Clinker, you want to handle this, or you want Doc to step in?
I am sorry, I cannot
Clinker's
babysit
kind
the
of just... Clinker's kind of just having a nigh-on panic attack on the ground right now.
I will make the comment. I am sorry, I cannot assist the Clinker. I'm currently babysitting Nassa.
You don't have a panic attack, at least.
Yeah, but there's no way I'm speaking up right now.
I mean, you can make another will save at a -3.
No, I'm saying there's no way that I'm speaking up right now.
So, I'm gonna approach the group, bullying Clinker, and go, "Do not begrudge the one who carries my stuff."
They all look at you, and then look at him, and then look at the bag, and then look at him, and then look at Moon again, and several of them shrug and wander off, while one of them puffs up his chest and kind of squares up to Doc, and screams, "I am the eater of the meat!"
So, I want to try to fast draw my knife, and stab this man in the neck.
Okay.
Okay.
Ah, like I said, that pony chose death. Square in the dog.
Yeah.
When you
But
do it to me, I'm the better hobo.
Well, the thing is, this is just normal actions in a polite society.
Actually, given
Yes.
given the situation, this is an appropriate reaction.
For the jugular, appropriate reaction.
It's a psycho group. They were
Yeah.
bullying Clinker because Clinker was perceived as weak.
But literally going for the jugular.
Yes.
Okay, roll damage. Actually, no, you're aiming for the jugular, and that was, I'm assuming, with the negative required.
That's
Yeah,
pretty much an
if you
instant.
look, I account for it.
Then he's dead.
There's no surviving a jugular.
Nope.
Being severed. It's just not happening.
Roll damage anyway. I'm just curious what it would look like.
It's realistically, it technically depends on which one you hit, because there is the external and the internal jugular vein.
He's dead either way.
The external one you can live for, the internal one you can't.
Wow.
I was about to bring that man.
Doc, you toothpicked him to death.
So what did you do? He managed to hit it just fast enough to cut the jugular and do no damage to any of the surrounding structures.
Accuracy.
So, as
Hey, he was showing his medical precision.
Yeah, surgical precision. It's severing the jugular.
as the psycho drops to the ground, I'm just going to hold up my bloody knife and go, "Flesh for the fire!"
This gets in a massive cheer of excitement as they drag the corpse over and start preparing it for a meal.
Oh, this is that type of group.
Yeah, I think I have to make another will save to not pass out seeing this.
Actually, I think I'm
So
gonna
does-
take a will save as well.
Yeah, I was about to say, so does Paige. The
Okay,
herbivore,
I
then watch jumping.
Fast.
I managed to pass, but I still think I've puked.
Jump.
Do a
Well, you're
second will
just the
check.
carrier of stuff now.
The will check was
Yeah.
to see if I passed out. Now I'm just gonna do a health check. Yeah, I threw well.
Oh yeah, that's.
I'm
Actually,
over.
I managed to keep my food down. Remarkably.
I'm over just holding back Slashing's mane.
I somehow managed to keep down my lunch.
My apologies, Sunker. I would have given you a more higher status title. However, I doubt you have the fight to back it up.
Unless they want to give me a week to build something, no.
This isn't those type of people.
Yeah, didn't think so. Unless they can be wowed by my ability to clockwork, I don't think I'm gonna impress them.
Also,
They're not gonna.
go ahead.
They're not gonna have much. This is a very cannibalistic tribe. They're not gonna have much that isn't the flesh of other opponents. However, you can go ahead and take what would otherwise be my share of the giant centipede.
For Vigil, you're being eyed. Not in a sexual way, but in a can I take this guy kind of way by 3 different ponies at the moment.
Alright, I'm back.
I'm gonna approach Vigil and goes, if someone tries to fight you, or looks like they're about to fight you, drop them.
Doc
Just make
is-
sure you have a really cool sounding name when you do.
Doc is meat weaver, you are bone sculptor, Moop.
And I am carrier
So,
of the stuff.
There is a Pegasus, a unicorn, and an earth pony. The earth pony looks about the size of Big Mac. The unicorn has a broken horn and is stained black, despite her bluish coat. And the Pegasus only has one wing.
Damn, God damn! I was thinking unicorn. Okay, easy, punch straight to the horn. And I was thinking Pegasus. Okay, snap the wing. Well, what did you do? You went and tried to remove that entirely.
Just shoot one in the head, Petrol.
Yeah, might as well go for the big Earth penny then.
Better hope you
Wait,
don't miss.
but you have to do it with a cool name.
If you don't have a cool name, now you just open yourself to challenge.
I've got one.
Bender of ballistics.
I was gonna say no, because it's Psychos. The head exploder.
Oh yeah, that works.
Yeah, that works.
Yeah, that's also very accurate.
Exactly. So it works.
I see Petrol fits in well.
No, surprise.
How many heads has he blown up at this point? It's somewhere in the double digits.
I look at the big Earth penny and say, "Don't mess with the head exploder," and I then proceed to fire a shot directly at his eye.
Why are you going for the eye? Okay.
I mean, have you seen the exit? What an exit wound to the eye would do? It would explode the back of the skull.
But
Pretty aggressively, actually.
yeah, but like you're taking a bigger penalty to the. Okay.
That's why he has above an 18.
Let's look at the time to aim as well. That just works by one, I think.
Okay, roll damage.
Cool.
With the... I believe if you use the asterisk, you can get it to multiply for you.
Oh my god.
I like how Clinker is just like appalled by all this.
What? Wait. What is the damage multiplier to the eye?
4 times.
So
64 damage.
Yes, so his head explodes.
True to form.
There's another cheer as this corpse is also dragged over to the preparation area. I would say table, but they're not really using a table. It's just a blanket covered in blood. Well, canvas.
Is that what the sand doesn't get on it?
I am half disgusted but half curious, and that is the worst combo.
Okay, I still managed to remain conscious somehow through all of this.
But do you keep your food this time?
Probably not. No.
You remain conscious, but you puke your guts up.
Once again, I'm holding back his mane. Let's not get it in the way.
I don't think my main needs holding back.
You want to have your eyes covered? Because something tells me this is going to be like the last time this happens.
At this point,
I don't-
the psychos are now looking at the remaining members of the party because you now have the head
no, there's
exploder,
an expectation.
the bone sculptor, the meat weaver, the carrier of stuff.
I'm gonna have
Yeah.
Psycho name.
I just go ahead and use Shape Earth and cover my make a small stone hut for myself in the saw. I'm the Earth Shaper.
Just not dealing with this and goes like full fucking tough.
No. She's going. Oh wait.
You made one complete with revolving door.
Hang on a
I
second.
just did before, I'm the Earth Shaper.
Oh yeah. No, she's just going full on Gara.
And now there's me.
Yes,
There's
all
no
eyes are now
shapeshift.
on you.
Shapeshift. Do some. Shapeshift into the the big
thing.
bug. Yeah.
So,
True.
No. Not big bug. Not a big bug.
That'll scare you off.
Big bug.
transform.
I have
Shiny,
also thought
nice
about
bug,
I have thought about using a fireball, but
Big shiny. If it's fireball, we didn't all want to die in the process.
Yes,
Yeah,
please
and that
do
might actually
shapeshift and not
piss them
fireball.
off if you rip apart their tents.
yeah,
Do big
Oh,
bug.
yeah, come on.
Please don't do fireball.
I'm going to look at Petrol and tell him to. You should probably look away.
I'm going to run straight into Slashing's revolving door.
You know what? I'm gonna do the same, actually.
And I change it to Big Bug.
So you both just run face first into a stone wall.
They all look at each other, and then one of them screams, "Meat bug."
I shrug and change back. So it works.
You always have shapeshifted into the fucking the shapeshifter thing that was quote unquote Moop's brother.
I didn't get any samples from it.
Yeah, the Malamant, you mean?
Yeah,
That's
it's
the thing.
disintegrated before I could do anything.
I feel like that would have been a lot more terrifying than Big Bug.
Probably.
Probably.
I am going to say that we're going to take a quick break to allow the DM to use the bathroom. And
Right.
before I do that, I remind everybody that may or may not be watching the stream right now. If you're enjoying this, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and ring the notification bell. And if you would like to support the channel, then go ahead and check out the Patreon link in the description. And the $5 and $10 tiers will be meeting with the party at the end of the game, where we will do the debrief, and then after that, the $10 tier gets their name shouted out at the end of every upload and stream. Now, I will be right back. I need to use the bathroom.
See you in a moment.
You know, it would be hilarious if we end up leading the session off and the Lego camp and the Nassa just comes through.
Yeah, it would.
Why are we surrounded by psycho cannibals?
Nassa would wake up in the middle of the Stone Shaper's hut.
No, okay. Nassa would wake up, see them cooking the other ponies, smack them over the head, and show them how to cook pony right.
No. Like the Tsar wakes up confused. Hey Nassa, if you don't want to find out what happened, just talk to Meat Weaver over there. Gestures to Doc.
Just talk to Meat Weaver.
Talk to Meat Weaver or Stone Shaper.
Yep.
Or Head Exploder.
No, because if
I
I'm
wonder
saying
what they would. I wonder
Or
what they
Bone
would call.
Sculptor.
I wonder what they would call the saw.
all these epic names, carrier of stuff.
Carrier. I mean, to be fair, it's kind of what I do.
I mean,
Is it?
like I said, you can get a cooler name, but that also means that you're more likely to be challenged.
Yeah.
Yeah, I found an image of Moop when they're struggling to sleep.
If I ever get challenged, I'm going to have to drag the fight out past the 10th.
I mean, something like Crafter of Bronze could have worked, but I don't think that Psychos would be particularly interested in watching me sit there for several hours, you know, building something.
I mean, they could also have been called Stab Maker as you make the weapon with your bronze.
Yeah.
Also, you do have a medical thing too.
Kind of. I have a
Albeit very
base,
limited.
I have a base level first aid and no physician.
I have returned.
Aha.
Welcome back.
So, you guys have some choices.
I found an image of Boop when they're struggling to sleep. Just I woke.
I have some decisions for you guys to make.
Alright.
So, you're fast approaching the hottest portion of the day. The psychos seem pretty content at where they are right now. Some of them are sleeping, some of them are preparing the meal, and others are just kind of doing things. So,
That's very vague. But let's leave it there.
the decisions that you need to make are you going to stay with them for the day and then start traveling at night? Or are you going to try and leave now after you get the food and possibly some water.
I say we should stay, cause hot bug makes explosive bug.
I'm sure it's not bad.
I will say it's not as bad as when you were trying to crawl into the literal oven being made by Moot.
True.
The grounding. You were literally trying to get into the grounding.
So,
We could have, so during the day we spend inside like slashing like stone hut, because obviously no direct sunlight, it makes it a lot cooler, and then during the night we head out.
I would also note, though, that you're in a stone hut in the desert. To an extent, it will make it worse. You know, you're making a small oven.
Slash, are you able to make it out of marble?
I think it'd be cool.
Actually,
Or, you know, just add a heat vent on top.
marble is a stone, so yes, as long as it's not gemstone.
Well, marble is white, which reflects heat quite well.
And
So
I
it
also
wouldn't heat up
used
very much.
I specifically used the shape earth, which would have most likely been sandstone.
Yeah, sandstone would be a lot cooler. It depends. Like I said, it depends on what you're making it out of. Like, if you're just making, like, general stone, I'm assuming things like granite. Or something that would essentially turn into a brick oven.
Yeah.
Yeah, so something like sandstone or marble would be a lot better.
Sandstone would make more sense.
And as said before, I did shape earth as the spell I used to make stone hut.
Um,
And I am just in the as if there is no issue.
I try to find out the general direction that, like, the tribe is heading. Because if they're heading south, we can basically just piggyback off them for a while.
this tribe, the
I don't
information
like that idea.
you were able to garner sounds like they're heading more northeast. And then we'll probably be heading just straight west after that.
What, did they just say they were heading upright?
Something like that. There was a lot more expletives and meat and shit and all kinds of different stuff just kind of thrown into that sentence. You kind of have to extract the information that you want and then probably also reorder it to make sure it's in the order that you need it in to understand it.
Are there any oases to the south?
They confirmed that there are several. It is a number between 1 and 100 is the best you can confirm.
The answer.
The computer equivalent of I don't know.
I love how it just spat out 42.
Yep.
I swear, Dice Maiden really understands irony sometimes.
Dice Maiden is listening to us.
Hey, as long as I get the watch hours.
Oh.
Yes,
What's,
you see, I thought about it for a long time, and what I came up with was 42.
So was there supposed to be at, like, the southernmost tip of, like, Equestria?
So, is this for in
Besi-
character or out of
besides the
character?
road. Like, in character. Like, what's rumored to be down there?
From what you've been told, there's something that was ruined down there, and then there's perpetual sandstorm nobody bothers trying to cross.
Sure. So for the party, I might be able to convince them to start heading south and we can piggyback off them. However,
I don't like that idea.
You only dislike them because they're psychos.
Pretty much, yes.
I mean, alternatively, we continue walking around the desert without any protection. And, If we decide to do that, we're gonna need a bigger gun.
Do you need a big gun?
Down here, you do. Or, at least a small army. Gestures to the psychos.
Well, I mean, material in a few days, and I could try and make a big gun.
Would you be able to do that while we're running?
Well, while we're running,
Well, while we're like on the move.
not so much. No, it's kind of a thing I'd have to, actually be somewhere where I can, get a heat source going and shape metal.
This isn't the type of area you want to do that in. Like I said earlier, the only things that live down here are too small to live off of or too big to hunt.
Thinking about it, if we still had the pack mule, now would be the good time to put the gun on it.
I'm just saying you would have lost the pack mule here regardless.
Yeah.
In the sand, in the desert.
Oh, not because of the sand.
Oh, you're saying the psychos would have taken it?
Nope.
I'm confused and concerned now.
It would have
What are
attracted
those?
very large predators.
What did I miss?
Wait. You're telling me that shiny thing in the sun in the middle of the desert would attract stuff? Oh, I mean...
No, heavy thing that goes burr will attract stuff.
Huh.
I will note that the Psycho tribe is no more than 20 in size, which... Clinker, roll a area knowledge. Doc knows already.
That's a pass by 7.
This is oddly small for a Psycho tribe.
With how many of the numbers we reduced, it's not surprising.
You only removed 2.
We killed 2 of them.
I know, but with easily they just casually moved on.
For Clinker, a normal Psycho tribe for where you are familiar with is generally anywhere from 50 to 200 strong, depending on how recently they attempted to attack a
God engine?
a god engine or spell spawn that they couldn't take.
Well, it's God engines. None of them. They can't take any of them.
Well, there are
that's
some major
odd.
tribes that instead of doing like a all-out attack, they send large war bands.
So, in short, the ones in the wasteland that have been doing the most to try and get rid of the god engines are the bloody psychos.
Yes.
And they've actually been doing it in semi-coordinated efforts.
For
that
the
actually
largest
makes
tribes.
some amount of sense.
For the largest tribes.
Your mistake is assuming that psychos are completely without reason. But what you need to understand is that their entire mindset revolves around combat.
It's like an orc. Like a 40k orc.
Humans are space orcs.
Yes.
They don't build, they don't create, they loot, they fight, and they move on.
So humans in space.
What's
I
a
would-
human?
I would argue that like the space 40k orcs do create, but the psychos do not. Because you got things like the stompas.
Eh.
But yeah, this is a notably small tribe. The more crazy looking you draw them, that's about how accurate that would be, Cameo. You can go crazy with it.
And I do. I passed that.
So, what does the party do? Now that they have been informed that strangely small tribe.
I'm sitting on top of the hut. I have no idea what's going on below me.
Does Clinker have
Oh.
anything to ask, or is Doc going to say things? What is Doc going to say?
I mean, assuming that the revolving door actually revolved, Clinker's just hiding inside the hut.
So
Okay.
does anyone else feel uncomfortable with traveling with psychos?
Not really.
Or more accurately, would they object to it?
I'll just make the comment. I somehow feel we're at the same level of danger with the psychos as without the psychos.
So, other than Clinker, any objections? We all know Petrol feels right at home here. Except maybe the cannibal. He may have some issues with the cannibalism, but like the rest of it, he is right at home.
Hello, people.
Little did we
Goes
know,
inside.
Vigil was a psyker.
Roughly how many days south is the sandstorm?
So, from where you guys are at, go ahead and roll survival.
No, Nameless. What a turn of events that would be. Suddenly, Vigil's a psycho.
Do it at a -2, because -1 for the planes, and then -2 because you're trying to map out a direction without an actual map.
I was going to say, it's an actual map. I have a skill for that.
Nope, plus by 4.
Okay, so as far as you're aware, it's somewhere between several weeks and several months.
Well, considering we don't actually have a map, what we should do is we should get Clinker and Doc's combined knowledge and make a map out of that.
I'm going to tell you that will take a very long time of complicated rolls with lots of modifiers, and you may not even get a good map out of it.
I mean, once we eventually on our cross-Atlantic boat ride, that's a good point to do it.
Now, Clinker, would you be able to handle traveling with them for a few weeks?
Weeks?
If we travel with them, we have food, water, and for the most part, protection secured. If you travel without them, we're going to need to try to find another nomadic tribe that we can sit there and trade with, if not piggyback off of.
Are you going to inform him how many of them are cannibalistic?
If it's eating flesh of other potents, that's a problem. That's normal practice out here.
Despite this not even really being possible with fur, you can visibly see the color drain from my face.
I dislike the idea of eating meat in general.
I kind of like glance over at Slashing. You don't suppose that every time that we stopped you could make one of these, like, hut structures, could you?
I could. It may not be the same quality every time, but I could do this.
I just imagine you make the hut. It's you just barely failed, and Clinker steps inside and gets buried.
The very next night, Slashing casually makes the Taj Mahal.
I could see it happening, actually.
Day after the
please
Taj
tell
Mahal
me
is
that
a dirt mountain
if
with a
Paige
little
rolls a
flag.
3, please tell me that we will get a Taj Mahal.
I'll make the comment. When I coined my name, I did crit succeed my roll.
May very well have made a miniature Taj Mahal.
So, what is final decision?
Well, if you can make a, like, inner shelter like this so I'm not just surrounded by them every time, I guess I can.
Sure.
So, is everybody going to do sleeping?
Yep. I'm going to
Yeah.
tell the Psycho Tribe that we should slaughter the Sandstorm.
Sounds like a metal band name.
They seem concerned about something they call the big meat.
I sit there even louder and go, then let's slaughter the big meat!
This gets them very riled up. You now have small group of very fanatical psychos at the moment.
Is this normal for a Psycho Tribe?
Actually, they're rather calm right now.
This is calm.
Actually, consider what we've seen so far. This is relatively calm.
Oh, you should see them if we come across another tribe.
Hey, look!
Oh
Light
no.
the sign!
Especially if it's the opposing Psycho Tribe.
Okay.
I can just imagine Moo running up to like one of the psychos and just casually showing a piece of paper, like, look.
That was to you guys. Showing the piece was to you guys. I still don't know how they react with art, so...
Are you going to put it on the wall? The internal
on the
wall?
wall? Yeah. On the stone fridge?
Exactly.
Wait. Is the interior of our little hut right here just like the inside of Patrick's house? Like, we have all the furniture made out of sand with a working TV to boot?
I haven't gotten down scrying well enough to have a TV. But everything else is right.
That should be an adorable sight, having Moot run in and just like put it on the fridge.
And I will note that the psychos who are already in a kind of, for what you guys are used to, fervent state, it just kind of like causes it to go further when they see the picture. They are now incoherently screaming something at the top of their lungs. Although one of especially fat looking earth pony, like you would say normally rings the dinner bell, but instead he beats somebody over the head with it, and that calms them all down as they all then charge for the dining area.
I cautiously walk towards the dining area.
I'm rather peckish. Would anyone like to come with me for a bite to eat?
I will follow behind the dock.
When Nameless said an especially fat pony, this is what I envisioned.
Wow.
Oh, that's a chonker.
What the fuck is that?
Don't
That's
you remember?
from the show.
That is from the show.
The
He looks
princess
so
dress.
afraid.
I don't remember that one. And yeah, they should be afraid. Look at that one.
It's like, yeah.
It ate at least 4 ponies on the way.
Her name is Wo Nelly. to me.
Yeah, because that's the immediate reaction.
So, when you get there, they're not serving stew, they're serving steaks.
Well, yeah, we give them some fresh meat to work with.
Admittedly, it's fairly well prepared for what you would expect to be, like, what's the word I'm looking for? Not very good chefs. Like,
Amateurs.
In all fairness, despite, most cultures' aversion to it, horse is not a terrible meat for eating.
I know, I've tried it before.
Yeah.
Raw, too.
It sounds great.
So, for those who decide to partake, well, you would normally expect psychos to be eating some slop. They try to eat just as well as they fight.
Not
I just stare
accounting for
at
table
the...
manners, as you see several of them fighting over the same piece of meat.
I just stare at my piece of meat and just hand it off to the doc.
I'm also going to pass everyone in the party a knife and go, here's your dinner knife, make sure to keep it at close hand.
Will do.
Almost to punctuate what he says, somebody shanks someone else in the eye with one.
I take the knife.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm fine. I'm definitely not passing out after watching someone get shanked in the eye.
Yeah, I just go ahead and grab him by the shoulder and just guide him back to the stone hut because we just don't need to be around this.
So, for everybody else, is everybody partaking in the meal?
I'll eat, and then I'll try to grab a few things that don't look like horse to keep near me, to take back to Hex.
I mean, they have several scorpions, a snake, and something that looks like it might have been a plant, but it's been turned into a mush.
I would say try and bring that back for slashing.
Yeah. The plant mush and the scorpions would work.
Yeah.
Moop, are you partaking as
what
well?
are we called? I can just imagine hold music whilst I'm waiting for this. That's exactly what I was thinking of. Right, that is the exact tune that I was thinking of.
Okay. And then I'm assuming Vigil is eating or no?
Yes, I am.
Okay. It is actually surprisingly tasty, despite knowing that at one point it was someone that either got their throat slashed or brains blown out the back of their head.
Yeah, no, don't worry. The first thing I saw was no, because, yeah, it doesn't make any sense.
Why is one of them just say Tumblr?
How
Because
confused about them are.
I will just mention that her cutie mark is herself.
That is true.
Yeah. Probably.
Also, giraffe bone.
No.
So,
That's... No, anything but that last one. No, don't tell me they're going to try and... No.
so
That's not how to deal with it.
after the meal, the majority of the tribe just kind of sprawls all over the ground. Like, if there is available space, they are laying in it. And for the most part, they're all asleep. With the exception of a couple guards who aren't horribly attentive, but they're there.
Calling over to Vigil and go, the guards to make sure no one kills someone else in their sleep. That's the biggest insult you can do to a psycho.
I'll try to make sure I spot things then.
So now
So,
is y'all's chance to, if you want to, you can attempt to sleep before traveling at night. Because the psychos of this tribe are primarily nocturnal travelers.
I attempt to sleep.
I will also attempt to sleep.
I'm gonna hedge the hut with my, with the food that I've scavenged from the feast.
At this point, it's essentially just a nap.
So, Paige,
Hmm.
are you going to attempt to eat the...
Plant mush.
Yeah.
I attempt the plant mush.
So, it's unreasonably salty. On top of being just like the least appetizing texture you can think of. And slimy on top of it.
Did they just get seaweed? And somehow fuck it up? Because that's what it sounds like. Salty and slime.
Alternatively, they could have butchered some cactus.
And salted it? Over-salted it for some reason?
Well, yeah, the choose of your enemy is a very well-renowned psycho seasoning.
Right.
Okay then.
And I'm assuming you're giving the scorpions to hacks.
Yep.
Yeah.
Are they still alive?
Oh no, they've been roasted.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna, like, pull the stingers off and then eat them.
It's not horrible. I've been told they have a nutty flavor, and they're kind of squishy and
That sounds
crunchy.
alright.
Oh, it's like a crunch, but then when you get into it, it explodes with flavor.
Just don't get any
Surprisingly not
ideas,
terrible.
please.
It isn't any worse than trying to eat changeling.
Exactly.
I feel like it would be quite a bit better than Changeling.
Yeah, I get the feeling it'd be better than Changeling.
Yes, Moop, you are actually quite comfortable in this weather. However, you were 1 out of 8? Is it 8 now, or is it 7?
It's 6 right now,
Six,
because I
7.
assume that Pooh Brain Nassa doesn't really care about the weather too much.
Not at the moment. She will care about it later.
Just
When she
wakes up,
comes
oh my god, it's hot!
I mean, in all fairness, Nissa probably would be used to high heat, or at least fairly high heat.
No,
but
no.
with pretty high humidity.
Not necessarily high heat, it's very high humidity.
She
So
would,
it
yeah,
would be
she
like-
would be much
but-
more familiar with humid, but it's... We're assuming basically a Louisiana swamp.
Which would normally be quite warm, but mostly humid.
Yes.
Yeah.
But
Fair,
if,
I mean-
if you
Okay.
take somebody from high humidity, kind of middling heat, and throw them into the middle of Australia, they're still gonna not be
like
happy.
Cook.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, I feel like in the party, the two best for the 3 best for heat would obviously be 1, dragon, because dragon. 2 would be 2 and 3 would be the Pegasi because wings can disperse heat
I would
much
say
better
that you
than everything
guys,
else.
I
you
would
guys
say
would
I'm
still be
probably
having a
much-
lot of trouble.
I would say I'm probably more used to much colder climates.
Oh, yeah, but I'm talking about from a physiological standpoint. Thermoregulation of wings is much better than without them.
Mm-hmm.
Large radiator surfaces. Yeah, I guess that's fair enough.
So, real question is, do we want to continue, or do we want to put a pin in it and save it for Nassa to wake up to psychotype?
It
I
is
thought
the
that was
break
quite
point.
I really want to see your reaction so
Oh, this
let's
will
go
be
as
fun.
positive.
Yeah, I guess we're putting him in it now.
Okay. Then, for those of you that may or may not still be watching, if you are enjoying this and would like to go ahead and support, then feel free to check out the link in the description for my Patreon. For $5 a month, you will be able to join us at the end of the games, where we do a post-game chat where we sit down and talk about what happened in the games, players' thoughts, and you'll be able to chime in with your own. And the $10 tier, you'll get that, and we'll shout your name out at the end of the session. A big thank you to my $10 patrons, Haxros, Starglow's not part of that anymore. Haxros, Gilded Page, Alexander, Sawtooth Waves, and I think that's it. I'm like 90% sure that's it.
Yep.
And then don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, ring the notification bell to stay up to date with all of the uploads and streams. We'll be doing Peacemakers of Equestria tomorrow, so be sure to tune in for that. Other than that, everybody have a great evening and drink water.
See you guys.
Bye.
See ya.
Well, the bomb got dropped upon us all, and the list of all unknowns is tall. But if there's anything we know, our stubbornness has shown, we'll climb up after any fall. We know who we are, but we still don't know who named us. Yeah, we know where we are, but we don't know where we came from. Leftover ashes in the sky, and the nations, all they do is fight. Yeah, the crown broke all our trust, so I guess it's up to us to save whatever's left of life. We know who we are, but we still don't know who named us. Yeah, we know where we are, but we don't know where we came from. But we still don't know who named us. Yeah, we know where we are, but we don't know where we came from. Oh, we know who we are, but we still don't